with some of the most intense rapid intensification we've seen.
And not just that, it grew in breadth, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it was 60 miles wide when I left on Thursday as a tropical storm. Now it's 230 miles wide with tropical storm out from center.
And that's nothing compared to what it's going to be eventually.
Yeah.
Only going to continue to grow. I think the whole width of some of the impacts could extend up to 800 miles even from the center.
I mean, you're talking quadrupling in size from where it started.
Yeah.
I mean, gigantic. This thing is just growing in strength and in size. Our latest 2 o'clock advisory is your intermediate advisory. 140-mile-per-hour winds. The only difference here is we're still moving west-northwest at 10. Yeah, we are. The only difference right here, Haley, is it's actually the pressure's gone up 2 millibars, but I mean, it's kind of fluctuating.
Yeah. I mean, it is slightly counterintuitive when you think about it. If you were talking about a strengthening storm, because I think it did actually pick up in wind speed from the 8 to 11 o'clock advisory.
Right.
But the pressure went up, so it was a little funky, but still, I mean, it's within the same zone of we've been talking about it for the last, let's say, 12 hours or so. And the movement, I mean, threading that needle perfectly even, Bob, right through the middle. Now, that's if it goes through the center of where that forecast cone says, but, you know, it can always go from a little left, a little right. But nonetheless, I mean, we're not completely spared from the impacts, but this is sort of best case scenario, maybe?
When you're talking about a major hurricane, I'd agree, because you're talking about between Hatteras and Bermuda. I mean, that's about 640 miles. I think it's something like that. And if this is going to go right through the middle like it's supposed to, you're still looking at the tropical storm force winds that are 600 miles like this. You're going to get brushed.
Yeah.
Both areas are going to get brushed by winds.
Yeah, and, you know, I think the biggest implications now are maybe not even the winds as you get closer to the Outer Banks, but the coastal erosion, the waves, that's going to be a big concern. Tropical storm warning, that was issued over the weekend, especially for Turks and Caicos, because the storm kept its south and west movement a bit longer than, let's say, the average of what the models were saying. So that's sort of what put them into the crosshairs. But we've had some big-time rain totals even for Puerto Rico and the island of Hispaniola. They've been seeing some big-time rain as well. And with the mountains in the area, too, landslides, debris flows, those are all things that they've been thinking about over the last couple of days.
You have like 9 inches of rain in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
In another half inch or so, you're going to find that falling across the area. So entire regions are under a flood watch right through this evening. And that includes the U.S. Virgin Islands, too. So don't want to leave you guys out of it. The big waves, obviously, that's also a huge concern. But that's also going to be a huge concern for spots like northern Florida, all the way through the Outer Banks. And you add the fact that we got the wind that's going to brush in there, too.
We're far from done talking about Erin.
No, we're just starting up for the United States.
Yeah, really. I mean, we've got crews that are stationed basically all up the Atlantic coast. You're heading out to the Jersey Shore even by the end of the week.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's just showing you the nature of how long this event is as it moves further north. And it'll maintain, maybe slightly weaken a touch, but stay as a major hurricane for the better part of this week.
Look at the wind timing on this. This is a great graphic that they pump out for us. This is the chance of seeing the tropical storm force winds and also the timing on it. So if you look at it, Hatteras, you get the best chance of seeing tropical storm force winds. That's going to be Wednesday morning. I mean, you know, it's what, 2 days? You're talking 48 hours, and it's going to be right upon you guys.
Well, you say 48 hours, it makes me wonder, you know, could we potentially see some tropical storm watches that start to get issued?
That was my question, too.
Just for the wind speeds right up against the coastline. Do I think they're going to get hammered with rain? No. But the wind, I think it could warrant some kind of watches along the U.S. East Coast. Maybe at 5 o'clock advisory, we could see it.
I think you're right, though. I think the biggest concern is not going to be the wind or the rain. It's going to be the flooding potential.
Yeah.
The overwash of the water. Some of these waves are going to be breaking 15 to 20 feet or more onto the beach.
Yeah.
It's just monstrous.
Well, they've already had some evacuations that have been ongoing. Ocracoke, they're getting folks out of there. Now, these aren't necessarily widespread evacuations for the entire coastline, but these localized areas that are historically prone to flooding. Nick Koster said someone cries and it floods on the Outer Banks. And so, you know, when you have Erin theoretically crying kind of over the area, we've got some problems there.
Look at this right here. I want you to look at here's the eye. And when you tilt it, how cool is that? Because you can see just the shape of the storm itself. That's your eye wall. Nice feeder band right there. Look at the white caps breaking up right there. That's where you have the highest, coldest cloud tops. And when you tilt it, you can see the northern fringe, a little bit of a buzz down, but still very cool.
Yeah, I love looking at it on this 3D imagery, especially because it's been through an eye wall replacement cycle. We don't really have a fully fledged eye that, you know, has all those cooler cloud tops completely surrounding that center. But it's been a really powerful storm so far. Yeah. And incredible to look at on satellite imagery, to say the least.
It's been fun to watch. It's been fun to chart. It's been fun to watch you guys do it over the weekend. I was mesmerized watching this thing just deepen.
I know.
Amazing with the pressure. Here you go. You got the 87-degree water temperatures. It has room to grow. You see the cooler water up to the north. You got the Labrador current that kind of dies out there by the northern part of the Outer Banks.